G'day mates, I'm going to try and make this one a quick one because I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh one in a while. Whoops. But there's a deck I've been having a lot of fun with over the last couple of weeks, and I made it with fire, and it's just a lot of fun. So take a look. To begin with, I use the Ignite cards because they are probably my favorite deck to use, even though by themselves they're average. I don't know, if you compare it to other good decks, it's shit. But it doesn't matter, they're pendulums, we know what pendulums do, they set a scale and you summon the ones in the middle. But once you do that, these guys have a nifty little effect. If you've got 2 Ignite cards in your pendulum zones, you can get rid of both of them and and add 1 Fire Warrior type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is where the next archetype comes in. The Infernobles. Infernoble Knight. Oliver, Yugioh, Reynord, I don't even know how to say that, Roland, and Malgus. Now, if you don't know how these cards work, they each, once they've been sent to the graveyard, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 warrior monster you control, equip this card to that monster you control. Or not all of them, but Yugioh, Oliver, and Malgus. And Roland is a equip card from your hand that gives your monster 500 attack points. And has nifty other little effects too. Now the third fire archetype. There's a couple of Hazy Flame monsters in there. I got a couple of Hazy Flame boys. Hazy Flame Cerberus, Griffin, and Sphinx. Griffin, if your opponent controls a monster or all the monsters I control are fire, which is literally all of them, then I can special summon him. I can normal summon Cerberus without having to tribute. Loses some attack points in the process, but the nifty thing with the Hazy Flames is they can't be targeted with card effects, which is, in my opinion, brilliant. And they're used to summon their big boy Hazy Flame Basiltrus, which gains a few effects based on the amount of materials he has. This card gains 200 attack and defense for each Xyz material attached to it. This card cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, it has its nifty little Xyz effect. Detach 1 Xyz material, target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish that target. Sick, right? All the Infernobles are used to summon pretty much all of these synchro cards, as Oliver is also a tuner monster, and the rest is just a collection of other Xyz, synchros, and spell cards. Warrior Turning, Relive, Monster Reborn, Upstart Goblin. You get the gist. With the addition, this is probably my favorite spell card in this lot. Piercing the Darkness. If you normal or special summon a non-token normal monster, which is pretty much all the ignites, you can draw 1 card. When an attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and a monster you control that is level 5 or higher normal monster, or is a monster that was summoned using a normal monster, pretty much all of them, you can make the monster you control gain attack equal to your opponent's monster until the end of the turn. What? Other than that, that's about it. Let's showcase this deck. Going first with this deck isn't the greatest. I'd actually probably prefer to go second, considering that we're using lots of normal monsters and that extra card's always handy. But first, we're going to get our reinforcements of the army. We're going to pull an Oliver out from our deck because he's our tuner and we kind of need him. We can set our pendulum scale immediately, which is something I'm in love with. We can pendulum summon all 3 of our monsters. Infernoble Yugioh. We can send one of our Morgus to the graveyard. We can use the effect of Hazy Flame Sphinx, which if we activate, we declare a card type, monster, spell, or trap. I'm going to say if it's a monster. If it is, I can special summon a monster to the field, which is, again, sick. Going to pick my Ignite Gallant. And then we can get rid of our pendulums here to pick another card from the deck. I'm going to choose an Ignite Cavalier, a level 5, that we can use our normal summon on. to take care of Yugioh. Place next to our Oliver to then synchro summon our level 9 Night Boy. And that's basically the end of that guy's engine. That's what we like to see. And then their neat ability. All of them. Look at them. They're all here. Number 2. And number 3. And now we have them all on there. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Cannot be target. Cannot be the target of card effects. Now here's, you can choose here. Photon Bounce is a big one. Basilisk is good as well. Photon Strike Bouncer. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated on your opponent's side of the field, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, negate the effect, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. He's a pretty safe bet. I can use him for these two, and he's got reasonable attack power. 2700, he's not a bad boy. So we have a negate for a monster effect, a monster with half decent attack that can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be destroyed by battle, and can't be targeted by card effects. So to do anything to him, these back cards first need to be wiped out. Pretty neat setup. Solo duel against the magicians here to kind of show you what it's like to play against another fun deck. Nothing too serious. Right, here we are again. He hasn't got much. I'm just going to go straight ahead and attack with Emperor Charles and Strike Bouncer. And end turn. He's activated his Dark Magicians. I'll activate my Strike Bouncer. I'll get rid of the Sphinx. Doesn't matter what card I get rid of there. Turn change. Okay, let's activate our big boy Charles' effect. We can summon Yugioh. Use Yugioh to get rid of anyone this time, really. We'll just use another Oliver, just cause. And then we can borrow our Oliver from the graveyard to equip him, of course, to Charles. And when Charles gets an equip card, activate his effect, destroy 1 card on the field. And I'm going to be choosing the Oracle because he's a bastard. He's got quite an annoying effect. In enter battle phase, I'll just attack the fusion monster, get rid of it, get it out of here. I really need to read the effect of these cards before doing stuff like this. End turn. But still, we're pretty set up here. Charles is still pretty set up as the indestructible guy on the field with an attack that's pretty hard to beat. Just keeps going here. The bloody magicians. God damn it! But with Morgus, you can see he activates his effect, shuffle 3 into the deck, and draw 1 card. To try and recover, we can set our pendulum scale. Because we survived just long enough to kind of support us. From the extra deck, we can pick a level 6. From our hand, we can pick a level 6. I could have picked 2 cards in the graveyard, but I'm stupid. We can use our Ignites once again to get rid of each other. I'm going to pull an Oliver out of the deck so I can summon him. And I'm going to summon Baron de Fleur. Activate that effect. Baron de Fleur. Once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it once while face up on the field. When a card or effect is activated, you can negate the activation if you destroy that card. Pretty neat, I would say. Once per turn, during the standby phase, you can target 1 level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon that monster. That's handy for getting Knight Charles back. So in this situation, I can get rid of this dark magic circle, which is quite annoying. I'm going to stick my 3 important guys onto Baron de Fleur. And now the Baron's all set up. We can battle. I'll take on the Dark Magician Girl. Unfortunately, he's quite vulnerable to attack, but cannot be targeted with card effects. So we'll end our turn. If anyone decides to activate an effect, I can destroy it. I'm going to say no for now. He's going to activate his effect. Going to activate Cerberus to pull a card from my hand. Won't use Baron de Fleur. Griffin. He's able to banish it, which is still annoying. I didn't win, but hopefully you get the idea of the deck I tried to showcase. Plenty of summoning power, plenty of pizzazz, just lots of fun. Especially if you're playing against other friends who play by similar rules. Now, if you like this video, leave a like, because that's kind of what you do. Maybe check out another video. If you like that, subscribe. Other than that, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Cheers, legends.